Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Christina McNeil, and this is MB12 for Thursday, March 15th, 2012, broadcasting from the Cable 12 studios on Robinson Road. In news tonight, officials reveal how technology is being integrated into the Bahamian judicial system. The Attorney General and Minister of National Security give the latest crime statistics. Government displeased with the way the Bahamas was portrayed in a recent narcotics report. A public school locks down after a robbery last night. And a look at the luxurious Grand Isle Resort on Exuma. We have those stories and much more coming up tonight. Your MB12 starts right now. Thanks for joining us. The government today announced that the remand court at Her Majesty's Prison has quietly been in operation for the past 2 weeks. Jasmine Bonamy takes a look at those changes in this report.
It's been about 4 months since anti-crime bills were passed in the House of Assembly, and now officials say changes are evident in the courts. Over the past year, there have been notable physical upgrades to the judicial system, with the renovation of Supreme Courts and the opening of a new magistrates court complex. Officials from the Ministry of National Security and Attorney General's office say it's all a part of an agenda to make proceedings more efficient. At a joint press conference with Ministers Tommy Turnquest and John Delaney today, it was revealed that the much-anticipated remand court at Her Majesty's Prison is now operational and has been for the past 2 weeks. Previously, authorities have been tight-lipped about the remand court, but officials now say proceedings began shortly after a prisoner and police officer were rushed to hospital after 2 prison buses collided with a Mack truck on the Eastern Road on March 2nd. Turnquest says the court has already alleviated the need to transport hundreds of prisoners through the busy New Providence streets.
On any given day, more than 100 remanded inmates would have their remand hearings heard. They're being heard by either a magistrate sitting in the court at Foxhill or by the 3 video links at Foxhill and in the court at Nassau Street. There are 2 links in the 2 courts at Nassau Street, one in Freeport, Grand Bahama, and one in the Supreme Court. That has had a tremendous impact. And so while we will still have a daily transport, instead of having over 100 persons go down every day, now the numbers are greatly reduced. And hence, we have been able to reduce the amount of personnel that's been associated with that cost.
According to Turnquest, each day a single magistrate is assigned to the court where he or she handles remand cases. It also saves taxpayers dollars. According to the AG, during the 2010-2011 fiscal year, the government spent just over $200,000 transporting witnesses to court. So far this fiscal year, more than $150,000 has been spent. That sum also includes transport costs for prisoners who are witnesses and civilians. Delaney says yesterday was the first time that a witness was able to testify in a case via a video link. That deposition from a witness in Florida was given during the Keith Carey murder trial in the Supreme Court yesterday.
But beyond the physical costs, beyond the financial costs, beyond the important ability to get witnesses to participate in a trial that they might otherwise not be able to participate in, it allows for the minimization of risks associated with transporting. There is the security issue in transporting, and as we have noted recently, there's also a traffic risk involved in transporting witnesses. This is not happening in a vacuum. This is all part of what is a larger plan that the government has, in a measured manner, been executing towards improving the criminal justice system, supporting the criminal justice system, and fighting crime.
Delaney says the video link testimony is an alternative they will use more in the very near future, thanks to the passage of the Evidence Act last November. Reporting for NB12, I'm Jasmine Bonamy.
Well, during that press conference this afternoon, Turnquest also released crime statistics for the first 2 months of 2012. And according to Turnquest, crime is down in most major categories except murder. In fact, between January and February of this year, murders are up by 15.7% compared to the same period in 2011. This year, 22 murders were recorded up to the 29th of February, while 19 murders occurred between February and January 2011. Turnquest says police have also noticed a disturbing trend when it comes to shop break-ins.
Is now mobilizing to have an initiative that they will begin to speak to shop owners, business owners, in terms of some crime prevention strategies that we may also undertake.
Now, here's the good news. Overall, crime is down by 12%. According to the statistics, the biggest drop was the 22% decline in stolen vehicles. Stealing from vehicles is down 18%, while armed robbery and crimes against property are down by 13% and 12%, respectively. Also, crimes against the person and house breakings are both down by 9%. Turnquest adds that despite the decline in some crimes, the government will continue to implement anti-crime initiatives. And in 2011, the Drug Enforcement Unit of the Bahamas arrested over 80 people on drug-related charges, seizing more than $900,000 in cash. That's according to the recently released 2012 International Narcotics Control Strategy Report. The report also reveals that including Operation Bahamas Turks and Caicos, or OPBAT, Bahamian authorities seized 176 kilograms of cocaine, 24 metric tons of marijuana, and eradicated over 20,000 marijuana plants. Despite those statistics, the report concludes that more needs to be done to bolster the country's ability to fight drug smuggling, particularly from Haitian groups. The report states that government can better do that by actively addressing the institutional barriers to integrating Creole speakers into the DEU and fostering appropriate information sharing between the police and defense forces and the Haitian National Police. While our news team asked Turnquest about integrating more Haitian speakers into Bahamian law enforcement, overall he said he was not pleased with the report and would be seeking to resolve alleged inaccuracies in the report.
We're taking them up through diplomatic channels and also through law enforcement channels, but we are satisfied that we are one of the leaders in the fight against drug trafficking and drug abuse and anti-drug control efforts, and we didn't think that the report reflected our leadership in that role. And so we're taking that up in diplomatic channels with the United States of America.
Turnquest added that the relationship between the U.S. and the Bahamas has always been an excellent one when it comes to drug interdiction and control. C.V. Bethel Senior High School on East Street South, the site of one of the country's latest robberies after thieves broke into the institution and pillaged it last night. Nakia DeVoe has the details.
Police are investigating an overnight robbery at C.V. Bethel Senior High School today. We're told that the culprits kicked in school doors, tied up security officers and other people on the premises, and then robbed them. When we arrived at the school this morning just after 9, it was on lockdown. The security officer told us that only students, teachers, and faculty were allowed on school premises. Even parents were turned away at the school gate. However, Principal Ulysses Benaby confirmed the robbery later today over the phone and gave us the details. According to the principal, the incident happened around 1 a.m. Now, not only did the thieves tie up the two security officers on duty, they also kicked one of them in the head and locked them in a room behind the security booth. Benaby says both officers are traumatized. The four masked men, one of whom was reportedly armed, ransacked the principal's office, destroyed the security monitors and her computer before stealing a flat-screen television, cell phones, and a small amount of cash. Benaby said despite the incident, school went on as normal today. Shortly after 10 this morning, police investigators emerged from the principal's office after processing the crime scene and placed evidence in a brown paper bag. We contacted education officials today to answer concerns about safety at public school campuses. Minister of Education Desmond Bannister told our news team that he was aware of the incident, but said he didn't have enough information at the time to comment on the matter. Benaby said that the ministry responded quickly, sending repairmen to fix the 5 doors that were damaged by the alleged thieves. She also told us that the ministry promised to provide the additional security that the school needs to prevent future break-ins. The school plans to install an alarm system and replace the surveillance system that was destroyed. Last year, several classrooms at the Carlton E. Francis Primary School were broken into and damaged. Someone also broke into Claridge Primary School and set fire to the building last year. 2 break-ins occurred at Gerald Cash Primary School within 1 week back in December 2010, cost the school thousands of dollars in equipment and repairs. And in 2009, more than 10 electronic items and a vacuum cleaner were stolen from St. Francis and St. Joseph Catholic Primary School. Reporting for NB12, I'm Nakia DeVoe.